Way in to get fired up. What I do is I tune in to True Country Q92.3 and I listen to the music. That's my pregame ritual to get myself fired up. And this is the best music ever. Congratulations to our team here. We're making the change in the format just a little bit, just a slight tweak, going from the real country to True Country. We're still playing the hits from the 80s and 90s, a little bit of the old stuff, some of the new stuff. But I'm telling you, Chastity, when I'm driving in, I'm getting fired up listening to this music.
Absolutely.
Especially still celebrating our 250th birthday here in this country.
Who's not tuning in?
What a patriotic station.
Oh, absolutely. And great shows, local, all the way out to, what's going on. So
that's right.
You do a great job.
Yeah,
Mark.
this show's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun.
We enjoy this. And I tell you what, I'm a little bit concerned. I don't know, his our station manager, Charlie, called you to complain that I played a Christian rock band yesterday at the end of my show with the Battle Hymn of the Republic.
So far, you're good.
So she hasn't docked my pay?
Okay. Not yet.
Well, when she finds out about this, I kind of stepped outside the box playing that song. But hey, that's what we do on the show.
Yeah, very patriotic too.
I'm excited about today's show. We got a great guest coming in, Mr. David Earl. He is the fishing expert from Franklin's Gun Shop. He's going to be our first guest at 12:15, giving us the fishing report, but much more than that. And I tell everyone, if you don't fish, you still got to listen to this man because he's going to give you gift ideas. These are big birthday months, July, August, back to school. Give you some great gift ideas from Franklin's Gun Shop. Of course, fishing tips. Good chance he calls us from the water. Who else is going to give you a fishing report from the lake?
I mean, that is definitely some straight up action packed.
Unfiltered.
Absolutely.
Unfiltered.
There you go. Thank you.
And then the second half hour, we got the Sheriff of Barrow County, Judd Smith. Good buddy of mine is going to be on the show, and I'm looking forward to catching up with him. So Chastity, last night, some hearts are broken. United States men's team fell short.
Yes.
Well, that's not even the right way to say it. They got bounced pretty hard. Did you watch the game?
I did. I watched some of the highlights of it. So yeah, right before I went to bed.
It wasn't their best performance.
No.
I feel bad because I was wanting them. Soccer's probably my 12th favorite sport, I guess.
Hey, I didn't realize it's like the most popular sport all around. Like
it is
the
number
one.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
It is.
And then they've got some cool like little fancy, how like when we score touchdowns and they do the touchdown dance, they have some fun little names for their dances that they do.
Like their goal celebrations where they rip their shirt off.
But I really like that kid he is just making such a...
Which one's this?
The Holland or...
Oh, yeah, Hovland from the Norway team?
Yes.
I call him the Viking.
That kid is a Viking. He is just a brute out there.
I feel bad, though, again, for the United States. There was such big hype for this. Maybe, to expect them to win it was unrealistic, but to maybe go farther than they did. They did fall flat yesterday. I didn't get to watch the whole game, but I did get to see where the goalie kind of flubbed one of the plays. I used to coach rec soccer, Chastity, when my kids are younger, and it kind of reminded me of a rec soccer Saturday, that little play that he made where he kicks it into one of the defenders and it goes back in the goal.
Oh, yeah.
But, hey, you know what? Still proud of them. I'm proud to be an American, proud of what they've done.
Yes.
But I was thinking about this. If you're not a huge fan of soccer, there's some things that we could change about the sport to make it more appealing to everybody. And I wanted to change some of these. I want to share some of these changes with our listeners because these would be improvements to the game, and I think it would reinforce its standing as the world's number one sport, like you just said, Chastity. But more importantly, it would make it more appealing to us here in the United States of America. So let me list these 5 changes, these adaptations, if you will, that they can make to this sport to make it even better. Yeah, soccer. We're going to call this soccer, how to improve it. Number 1, look, the field's way too big. You got to shrink it. Yes. The field's massive. It's bigger than a football field. You got to shrink the field. So that's number 1.
Okay.
Number 2, there's too many players. I lose track. There's players everywhere. Let's just make it 5 players plus a goalie. So 6 per team. So 5 position players and a goalie. That's number 2.
Okay.
Number 3, let the players come in and out as often as they want to. You know how in soccer they have to stop the play and they hold up the placard and the guy has to come off and then the other guy comes on. It's just almost like a big event to get the players subbed in and out, and they can only do 5 subs. So let the players come in and out anytime in unlimited subs, at any time in the game, all right? Just active subs. Number 4, have you seen the size of a soccer goal? It's the size of Hillary Clinton's mouth. I mean, they're massive. So you got to shrink the size of the goal, right? Get that soccer goal smaller. Make it smaller so it's a little bit harder to score. And then number 5, put ice everywhere.
Ice.
Yeah.
Ice rink. There you go.
You
Hockey.
get it? You just turn
Yeah.
it into hockey.
There you go.
That's all we're doing. You turn it
pretty
into
much
hockey.
that.
People are going to just fall in love with this. And look, United States men's team in hockey, what did they do just a few months ago? They won the gold. They won the gold.
Okay. I like that.
All right, everybody
Hey, you
knows.
never know.
That's my
So,
improvement.
Soccer 101.
Yeah, that's right. A couple little tidbits, Chastity, as I was digging through the news stories to find out what's going on around us and nearby. Get this. The mayor of Raleigh, North Carolina, is considering a youth curfew for residents 17 years old and younger after a violent 4th of July weekend and what they call this teen takeover. You're hearing more and more about this. Mm-hmm. This teen takeover. Now get this. They're estimated about 10,000 teenagers gathered in the Briar Creek and Glenwood areas. These are little neighborhood subdivisions of Raleigh. And they were not there to play nice. It wasn't like they were there to play spin the bottle and tag and all that like we used to do when we were kids.
Wow.
They were there to raise Cain, fights, shootings, leaving 9 people injured over the course of the weekend. One kid was carrying a gun. Oh, there's obviously more than one kid carrying a gun, but they caught one with a gun. And so the city leaders are going to get together and they're going to discuss what strategies there are, maybe propose a curfew, and how do they prevent this from happening again. And we're hearing it more and more often. The first question I have is, where are the fathers? Where are the parents in this equation?
Yes.
This is 17 and younger. So that means you have 13, 14, 15-year-old kids.
Could you imagine?
10,000, Chastity.
That's crazy.
Storming the town, raising Cain, vandalism, theft, fights, crime, shootings. These are teenagers, Chastity.
No way. These kids should be at home.
This is something that you would hear out of Mogadishu, not North Carolina.
Yeah.
This is right in our backyard.
Third world.
It is. You just nailed it. This is third world garbage. And there can be no leniency with this. You got to put your foot down and put an end to this.
Yes.
And make it miserably uncomfortable, not for these reckless teenagers. Hey, look, I get it. I was a teenager. I was a knucklehead when I was younger. I did stuff that I'm probably not proud of. But I don't remember joining a band of 10,000 and going and shooting up a town.
No, and not being just unruly and, creating havoc everywhere and hurting people. That's just
where's
insane.
the parents? Where's mom and dad in this equation?
I mean,
are they sitting home stone drunk or blitzed out of their mind?
Surely not. But it's something. Somewhere there's a big disconnect. Obviously,
it is. It's just bizarre. When we have the sheriff on, I'm going to pick his brain on that because I could not imagine something like that happening in our backyards of Barrow, Coney, Clark,
and that's a
Walton
small
County.
Raleigh, North Carolina.
Relatively, I mean, Raleigh. It depends. Like these little subdivisions, sounds like they are. But and I guess 10,000 teens, that means that they were all planning this via social media, right? That would have been a TikTok trend.
Yeah, I'm sure. Something like that.
Wow. Bizarre.
They need to listen to more true country.
They do.
They sure
listen
do.
to our station.
That's right.
Get enlisted in the military and take that energy elsewhere.
And and volunteer. Please.
That's right.
Just go out and volunteer.
Do good for the community.
Absolutely.
So are you concerned about Social Security not being there for you, Chastity, when it's time to retire?
Yeah, I'm sure that there's maybe some kind of the back of my mind thoughts.
We hear these statistics that by 2032, there's concerns that the Social Security account will not be there to fund those who have paid into it their whole life and are set to retire. So President Trump is now looking at the Australian model that they're saying has demonstrated a moniker of success. This is the Australian retirement system. And they're looking at this as a potential model for the United States. Maybe plans to make it sharper or even better. The proposal is where they would actually require employers to contribute 12% of the workers' earnings into a tax-advantaged retirement account that are managed by private investment funds. So, maybe these funds would be more aggressive, more. I'm sure you would have a say in that. You got to get the employers to participate in this. But I guess what this would be a shift ultimately by the administration to place your future of retirement out of the government's hands via Social Security and into the hands of the private sector by this compensation contribution from the employers, which a lot of companies already do this, right? They do matches into 401ks. So I don't know how all the numbers are going to pan out, but I do like that they're addressing this because I am concerned that the Social Security plan as we know it today, I don't think it'll ever become defunct, but I think it is going to be drained in the next 5 to 10 years. Math is math. And it's not fair to those who have paid into that system their entire life.
Agreed.
That money's not going to be sitting there for them. There's a lot of people that I know, family members of mine, that rely on their Social Security payment, that check every month, for their basic necessities. They need it to pay the rent, to buy food, maybe medical expenses that they have.
My dad's, struggling, really living off of his Social Security, and he turned in his whole life. But the cost of food and the cost of living today is just, and there's just not a lot to offset some of that. So
that's right. And think about this, Chastity. If you had paid into this your entire life and that was your sole plan for retirement, you didn't do, let's say, an additional 401k or an IRA, you only invested or you counted on Social Security, it's not a lot of money. If history will show this, that if you had gone back and instead that money that you contribute to Social Security and that your employer is required to match, that money, had it been diverted into a mutual fund or some type of aggressive private
do not
fund,
touch
something you do not touch,
right,
there'd be much more money there.
Absolutely.
And so I applaud the president and his team exploring this and looking at, hey, there's got to be a better path forward. And quite often we see that those paths, the less the government is involved in things like this, the better off we are.
Agree.
Right?
Yes. Set
Set up some guardrails, set up some mandates, be sure that there is contribution to this, and then let the free market work its course. And I think people will have much more money at the end of their working career.
I agree. Just like we need to pour into our children, we need to pour into our seniors and our families that are coming upon that age of collecting these benefits that they've turned into their whole lives.
And I'm all about ensuring that Social Security is 100% solvent for everybody that's paid into it. That is mandatory. That's non-negotiable. It's got to happen because, like I said, there's so many people that banked on this.
Right.
This was their retirement plan. And we can't let that go defunct. You're listening to the Marc McMain Show. One other little tidbit, Chastity, before we take our first break and get on with Mr. David Earl, get that fishing report. President Trump announced that Walmart is lowering prices on a wide range of products, including beef, a 15% discount on ground beef. Everyone's talked about how beef has skyrocketed over the past couple of years, and I've seen it. So whether, if you go to Stripling's, if you go to the grocery store, wherever you go to buy your steaks, you see it's gotten expensive. So I'm curious to see, because I don't shop at Walmart regularly. That's not where I typically go for my groceries.
Sure.
I go to other places. But I'm curious to see, is it taking place? And so I would love to hear from our listeners. Do they already see the price reduction at Walmart? Are they seeing this in their grocery bill?
Yeah, I'm sure that's the price of meat. Is just the prices of everything. Milk, eggs, people are struggling.
It's gone through the roof. It has. And Walmart said, hey, it's not just beef that we're cutting. It's 250 items at both Walmart and Sam's Club, including beef, produce, beverages, grills. That's good.
That's
Grilling
nice.
outside. Pools, toys, and summer apparel. So it's all kinds of things that you would be buying in any normal summertime that they're dropping the prices on. So I can't wait to see what that looks like. And yes, absolutely, we welcome that relief for our shoppers.
Yeah, and maybe they could give us a discount for the self-checkouts.
Oh, yeah, because
that we have to use.
You're doing it yourself.
Right.
I like that idea, Chastity.
Right.
What would be a fair discount? 3%?
I mean, any savings would be great, really.
I say an extra 3% off your grocery bill.
If I save a penny, I'm happy. So
yeah.
And then if you bring your own bag, even better. Get another discount.
What, like bring your own bag that you use from a port?
Yeah, instead of the plastic bags or something.
You're gonna walk in looking like a bag lady, Chastity.
Oh well, no. I take my recycle bags, but I don't do a lot of grocery shopping. So really, one bag these days are enough.
Do you really go in with your old bags?
like a little not a plastic bag, but you know, the little earth recycled bags.
Oh, the one that you get that you can use. Okay,
Yeah.
I like that. But I like your idea of the
I do
self-checkout.
too.
There should be a little discount.
I agree.
That's
Yes.
smart. All right, let's propose that to the team at Walmart and those that do offer self-checkout, because I'm not a fan of it. I feel like, if I want to go there and spend my money on your product, I want to have somebody check me out.
And they don't even train us to use those machines, right?
I feel like I'm lost sometimes. You're listening to the Marc McMain Show. When we come back, David Earl, he is going to give us a fishing report. He is with Franklin's Gun Shop. You're not going to want to miss this, folks. Hold tight.
Hey, this is Doug.
And this is Robbie.
We own and operate Foy Tree Service.
When you need tree cutting, stump grinding, lot clearing, mulching, firewood, and more, call Foy Tree Service.
Serving Morgan County and surrounding area since 1987.
With top quality service and fair prices, we take pride in our work, and we do everything to make sure that you are a happy customer.
That's Foy Tree Service. Call us at 706-342-8733.
That's 706-342-TREE.
If you're in the construction business, you're going to need a dumpster at some point in time, and that's why you need to call Atha Equipment Rental in Monroe, now offering 20 and 30-yard cans. Atha Equipment Rental now offers a complete line of landscape and construction equipment like tools, trenchers, floor sanders, jackhammers, and so much more, like rentals for your parties with tables, chairs, popcorn machines, Dunkin' booths, and more. Call Jason Atha at 770-207-6041. That's Atha Equipment Rental on East Spring Street in Monroe.
The Madison Trolley Company is Morgan County's newest 5-star attraction. We offer historic Madison tours year-round, a haunted history experience in the fall, and our Madison Lights Christmas Tour and Mary Maddie Express Adventure for kids have become new holiday traditions. Our private charters add vintage charm to weddings and special occasions aboard a historic trolley by day, party trolley by night. Find us on the Madison Town Square or get on board by visiting madisontrolley.com or calling us at 706-997-1800.
Franklin's Gun Shop in Athens invites you to their Elite Appreciation Day on Saturday, July the 25th, starting at high noon, featuring Girls with Bows, celebrating the women in archery and the outdoors. Come out and meet the teams, product demos, food, fun, giveaways, and more. Don't miss the Elite Appreciation Day on Saturday, July the 25th at Franklin's Gun Shop, 3941 Atlanta Highway in Athens.
And welcome back, Marc McMain. Turns out David Earl his boat may have capsized and he's in the water paddling himself back to shore. So we're going to give him a little breather, but that's perfect because in walks the sheriff of Barrow County, my friend Judd Smith. Sheriff, good to see you, sir.
Sure.
Good to see you too, Mark, my friend. Good to see you both.
You may have to fill in a little bit on the fishing report if he doesn't call us in.
Now I can. Now I got some family members that can catch fish out of a mud hole, but not me. I'm good at watching. So.
Yeah. Well, I love it. I do love fishing. I've got my little honey holes that I go to. I prefer the small little ponds, the private ponds, as opposed to the big bodies of water.
Yeah.
But it's just a little bit too hot on days like today. You got to go out like at 8 o'clock if you're going to fish.
Yes.
Too hot in the middle of the day. Yeah. So I tell you what, Sheriff, I had some notes here queued up for you and I when we began our conversation, and I wanted to just kind of hand it off to you first and maybe give us an update on anything that's going on in Barrow County. What kind of events did y'all have for the 4th, and did everything go as planned?
Yes, we had great events. City of Winder had some stuff the weekend before everybody scheduled everything. Statham had their great event. Statham has a fireworks show. They did 2 weekends in a row, and then Auburn did one, and then City of Auburn, and then Winder had one Saturday, actually on the 4th at 10 o'clock that morning.
Well attended?
Very well attended. A lot of folks downtown. Had a little parade. So our guys attended that. We had a great time. I attended some earlier events, but I was with family. But we had a good nothing major event, so it was great.
You didn't have 10,000 youth storm the city and do what did they call that thing, Chastity? A takeover. I mean, this is
insane.
Where is this coming from? These takeovers.
Lack of home training.
That's what I was asking. It's like, where are the parents in this whole equation?
It's lack of home training. But no, we didn't have that. I got parents that'll line up and spank that bottom if they need to. So,
absolutely.
That's what's missing.
We'll probably help them. The deputies will help them. But no, we had a few little issues here and there. We've, the heat's been just overwhelming, and I think that's kind of kept everybody in the house.
Yeah.
But it's been overall a great 250-year celebration. It was awesome.
We're going to celebrate it all month long.
That's right.
It is. And I do like how all the communities in our listening area seemed like they all got on the same page and spread their celebrations out.
Yes.
So that you didn't have 5 fireworks show on one night. You could
Right.
go to every little community if you wanted to
Right.
and partake in the festivities. Give us an update on the current state of public safety in Barrow County. How are you guys doing? Are y'all fully staffed? Are things going as planned?
We are. It's a great question. So our budget just went into effect. We started on July 1, had really good workout with the commissioners. They gave us, for the most part, everything we needed. I am one deputy shy of being full on my SROs.
Wow. Congratulations.
So I'm about to be all full of my schools. I'm one short. Got one in training right now, so I'm really happy about that. We're doing quite well. I just swore in a couple of detention officers this morning, as a matter of fact. But we're doing quite well. I've got a few. I'm about 7 or 8 shy of being full, so we're very blessed in Barrow.
That's fantastic. And the SROs, I know that's important that you, at least from what I've seen, is you typically assign one to a school in longevity so that there's a relationship being built with the students and the staff. Is that a part of that formula?
It is. That's just not someone you can plug and play.
Right.
There's a lot of different, that is a very political, I hate to say that, but you're dealing with young people.
Sure.
Parents, a lot of different
You need the
things.
right personality for
You
that
do.
position.
And so I have a lieutenant, 2 sergeants, and the rest are deputies, and there's 25 total. We had a little controversy last year or so with the commissioners funding it, arguing with the Board of
remember that.
Education.
Yep.
It kind of got, we stayed out of it. They got into an agreement, and so I told them, I said, gentlemen, ladies, at the end of the day, we're going to protect our children. We're going to protect the staff. That's what we're going to do. And so I'm going to work at making it full. The school, each high school has 2 SROs, and we have 3. And then the middle school trickles down to 1, and they'll go back and forth. But all the elementary schools have 1 now. So that's been the goal. I've worked very closely with Dr. Dallas LaDuff, our superintendent, wonderful superintendent, our public safety director, John Skinner, and his assistant, Rob Curott. They do an excellent job making sure our children and staff are safe and having a conducive place to learn.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
You listen to the Marc McMain Show. Our guest is Sheriff Judd Smith, Sheriff of Barrow County. I was thinking the last time that you were here, if I had congratulated you on your award, Sheriff of the Year award, or if you came on before that was announced. So if I did miss that, congratulations on that.
Thank
well
you.
deserved.
Thank you.
What are some of the biggest accomplishments outside of the staffing stuff? What other benchmarks do y'all look for in Barrow County as far as is there crime statistics you're looking at suppressing? Is it things like that you're trying to do?
We've done quite well. We've not had to staff our investigations unit for the last 2 years because they clear the cases pretty quickly.
They're staying on top of it.
Yeah, our deputies are out. We've come up with some different things, and we've spread out to other agencies, Oconee, Walton County. When our civil guys are going out and serving papers, they're checking the neighborhoods and doing stuff and checking on things, and zoned out our deputies to where they're in particular zones where they know that neighborhood, and when they drive by that house, they know
something
I've
doesn't
seen
look
that
right.
car
or
that truck or whatever. And people, summertime, we do this program now where if someone goes out of town, we'll check their house, things like that. But our investigations unit's on top of things. Very happy. We're working with the state of Georgia through ICAC, Internet Crimes Against Children. So we're doing a lot of work there. I'm up to 4 canines now. I have Rip and Zit, Malika and Bowie. And Rip and Zit are 2 Malinois. And then I have Bowie and Malika are both labs. They will lick you to death.
I was going to say the
beautiful.
first 2 don't sound real friendly.
No. And I told them when they named Rip, I said, I better not hear that you're taking someone to the train station from Yellowstone. Yes.
I'm thinking you need Beth.
No, I do not need
No.
Beth. I got enough Beths.
Mercy.
I got enough Beths. Beth might cause some problems, but
Yeah, what is it, the train station or the bus station?
man,
Which
I
one
love
was
Beth.
worse? I can't remember.
yeah.
Which.
And so both those dogs are doing a great job. And then we got Malika, which is a dog through ICAC that can detect cell phones and stuff when it comes to dealing with trafficking, pornography, child
No
pornography,
way.
things like that. Yes, and they also
And you said that's a lab or a golden retriever?
black lab. I have 2 black labs, beautiful. And then Bowie is a EOD dog in the schools and tracks ADHD children, people with Alzheimer's, and Malika will do the same thing.
You have got to be kidding me.
You can make a dog. You can have a dog, and they're wonderful. They're fun. They come into the office, and Malika will lay on her belly and want you to scratch. Rip and Zit, not so much. Those are our 4-legged Mako dogs.
I don't know if I'm going to be petting Rip or Zit.
And Zit is, and they're like, Zit letting us know, XIT. His name is, it's XIT's in his name. And they're like, we're just going to call him Zit with the X. And I'm like, okay, guys, whatever.
That is classic.
So yeah, we're busy and just enjoying the summer and trying to stay on top of things.
What is somebody going back to summer and travel? Mm-hmm. And this may sound a little bit elementary, but I think it's a good little thing to close up this first segment with. If you're going to be taking off for a week or two, as many people do over the summertime, should they let the sheriff's department know that their house is going to be vacant? Is that a good thing to do?
They do, and we allow that. The biggest task I can tell you is quit posting pictures from where you're at.
Yes.
We're in Mexico.
Yeah.
Or we're on vacation, and the criminal's right.
Because it's not too hard to figure out where you live from there.
That's right.
Yeah.
Quit telling people, take your pictures and then send them later on and say we had a great time, And,
yeah, don't do it in real time is what you're saying.
Yeah. I was gone for 9 days. Cut my phone off for 9 days, believe it or not, Mark. I did. I was like,
good for you.
You know, and my wife's like, you really going to do that? And I said, I did. I was on a cruise, and I said, there's nothing I can do. We went to Curacao and Aruba and
you went on
Bonaire.
real
We went to the
vacation.
ABC Islands, and so we had a great time. I cut my phone. I had one point of contact with my colonel in case something happened. But I was like,
how was the food?
Oh, so good.
On the cruise
food's
eat.
good. We went to Curacao and had I didn't get a chance to try it, and I regret it. But they have goat. Goat is their delicacy there, and they have these things different.
Cabrito.
Yeah. And so and they have the lizards take over, and they have what they call chicken trees, tree chickens, and they eat lizard, and it tastes like chicken. I was like, come on, man. I was like, you just. But we didn't get to try that. My brother did, and he said it was. Tastes like chicken.
He said it tasted like chicken.
I was like, I can't get past the.
Chastity, what do you eat? Are you going to eat goat before you eat lizard? Which one? If you have to eat one of the two, which one are you going to put down first?
If I had to, I would say maybe goat.
Yeah.
Eat some goat. I've
Barbecue
had goat.
Goat's great.
Yeah, I've had in Mexico. That's a delicacy. It's called cabrito.
Yeah.
There's restaurants called the Rey El Rey de Cabrito, which is King of Cabrito, and that's all they serve is cabrito.
Okay.
Yeah, which is
Nice.
baby goat. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's good. So that's a real vacation. You
Yeah,
deserve that.
we did. But yeah, best advice I can tell people is enjoy yourself, cut off the phone, and don't post where you're at.
And maybe leave lights on.
Yeah,
Is that a good idea?
Yeah. Leave some lights on. Let us know. We'll go check your house, and people will check in on us, a contact number in case something happens. We do that, and we'll do a check, and we'll report back to that person that, hey, we checked your house 7 times and everything looked good.
That is
or whatever.
fantastic.
So, yeah.
Where else are you going to get that? That's only in a small town.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah,
that is
we do.
just.
That was an idea that was started several years ago with my chief deputy, Jimmy Lomax. He's
Okay.
passed on, and he worked here in Walton County, and so he kind of said that's a good idea that worked for us in Walton, and did a great job with that, and so we just kind of passed it on over the years.
Something else I'll throw out there is consider landscape lighting. I have that at my house. It comes on when it gets dark, and it makes your house look alive. And even if you're not there, it looks like somebody is there. So that's a good deterrent.
Have someone pick up your mail, pick up the newspapers, move
Yeah.
your trash can from the road if it sits there for 3 or 4 days.
That's a dead ringer that nobody's home.
Nobody's
in the trash.
home. Nobody's picked it up.
Sometimes I come in late and I leave mine there for an extra day or two.
Yeah.
My neighbor ends up running it back down to the curb for me, but I've been known to leave it out there for a few days. You're listening to the Marc McMain Show. We're visiting with the Sheriff of Barrow County, Judd Smith. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Stick around.
Friend, here's some good news for you today. In this was manifested the love of God toward us, because that God sent His only begotten Son into the world that we might live through Him. Herein is love, not that we loved God, but that He loved us and sent His Son to be the propitiation for our sins. This is Pastor Greg Butler speaking to you from Bible Baptist Church of Monroe. And I want to invite you to worship the Lord with us this Sunday. Bible fellowship classes for all age groups begins at 10. Morning worship follows at 11. We're blessed with a wonderful choir that sings praises to the Lord. The congregation joins in singing familiar favorites from the hymnal. And then we open God's Word together. Sunday evening worship begins at 6. Wednesday midweek ministries begin at 7. The church campus is located at 1180 Old Monroe-Madison Highway, about 3 miles southeast of downtown Monroe. Visit www.biblebap.org for more information.
The Madison Trolley Company is Morgan County's newest 5-star attraction. We offer historic Madison tours year-round, a haunted history experience in the fall, and our Madison Lights Christmas Tour and Mary Maddie Express Adventure for kids have become new holiday traditions. Our private charters add vintage charm to weddings and special occasions aboard a historic trolley by day, party trolley by night. Find us on the Madison Town Square or get on board by visiting madisontrolley.com or calling us at 706-997-1800.
Are you considering selling your house or land, or perhaps finding your dream home? Call Stacy McCullers, your trusted real estate expert with 12 years of experience and a lifelong connection to Walton County. Stacy is here to help you every step of the way. Whether you're buying or selling, she's available anytime to make your real estate journey smooth and successful. Don't wait. Call today, 678-859-6336. A member of Malcolm & Malcolm Realty Professionals, Stacy McCullers, your realtor for life.
Franklin's Gun Shop in Athens invites you to their Elite Appreciation Day on Saturday, July the 25th, starting at high noon, featuring girls with bows, celebrating the women in archery and the outdoors. Come out and meet the teams, product demos, food, fun, giveaways, and more. Don't miss the Elite Appreciation Day on Saturday, July the 25th at Franklin's Gun Shop, 3941 Atlanta Highway in Athens.
Welcome back, Marc McMain. I'm visiting with Sheriff Judd Smith. He's the sheriff of Barrow County. Sheriff, I didn't have this queued up. It was something you and I discussed in the break. An update on the Appalachia event, which, good Lord, we're going on almost 2 years now since this took place.
So our DA's office, Brad Smith, did a great job. They charged and prosecuted the father, Colin Gray.
Yep.
And in essence, the short story is he provided the firearm that was used that day and provided it to his 14-year-old son at the time, 13 when he provided it to him. It's weird. He's almost 16 now, but we're going through that. But he was guilty on all counts. I'm very happy that it set precedents, national precedents. A lot of people had wondered how's that going to affect future things, and a lot of people, we had a lot of folks come in and saying, well, what if you provide your child a car in this case and they go out and get intoxicated and drink and drive? And I was like, well, it's a little different. You're providing a situation, but he's going to be sentenced in a few weeks coming up and towards August, September, and then our the shooter, I don't give him the credence to giving his name.
Yep.
But the shooter, his trial's coming up. His attorney had a status hearing a few weeks back, and we're planning on having that trial in Columbia County.
Do you attend those?
I do. I have to,
Yep.
yes. So I work well with the Columbia County Sheriff, Clay Whittle. He's a good friend of mine. I've already talked to him, and he said, whatever you need. He's North Augusta. So we're getting ready for that. We're hoping that his attorneys will realize that they convicted the father, and our DA's office did an impeccable job. Brad Smith, Patricia Brooks, that group did if you watch the trial and go back, impeccable job. And he's ready. And he said, if you want to go through with this, then we can.
Right.
But just understand that
he's going to land it.
Yes. So his attorney's kind of going through the motions, if you will, as he should, and we want that. We don't want any kind of hiccup or anything for the shooter, but we're hoping that doesn't rip off that Band-Aid one more time, because we did with the dad. It was very emotional. A lot of us had to go and relive that day, which it took me about a year and a half to go back and watch the videos and what we did, and going in the building and clearing and what we did. So it's done some healing, but it's also ripped open the Band-Aid as well.
It'll be good to have this final event behind us so that and I say you all, obviously we feel like we're part of it. We're neighbors, but it was in
You were.
that this is your in your jurisdiction for you guys to begin to heal,
Sure.
not just your law enforcement, your team, the staff at the school, the families, those that lost loved ones.
Mm-hmm.
It was such a shocker because it's one of those deals that when you hear about something tragic like this taking place, it's typically taking place 2 or 3, 5 states away.
Mm-hmm.
It's rarely happening close to us, and this one took place within 10 minutes of where I live.
We're on the bad side of history, but if you look at it, we're very faithful. God has a plan in all that we do, and God put some pearls in that gave us some good things. The SROs stopped them in less than 40 seconds.
Think of that. Yeah.
The alert system, the emergency system,
The
that was in place,
Centegics.
Centegics, yes.
That's right.
Excellent program. House bills came into place that are actually helping other counties and cities to be more protective of their children, and it gave us a different tool to train. Walton County, Oconee County, Jackson County, Forsyth County, Gwinnett County, all these surrounding agencies and law enforcement agencies, cities came. There were 145 different agencies represented that day.
Wow.
That showed up to help and learn from it. And I told them we would not do those 4 that were brutally murdered justice if we didn't learn from this and move forward and get better. And to honor them, that's what we're going to do. And we try to learn from our mistakes. I can't say enough about the governor, and I'll say this about him. He called me that morning. The event happened about between 10 and 10:15. I get a phone call at about 11. He's flying to Las Vegas for a meeting. He's got numerous people here from the State House and stuff going. He lands in Vegas. They get a sandwich with the First Lady Marty and the girls. They get a sandwich. He gets a private plane.
And comes back.
Out of his own pocket.
Wow.
Flies back, and at 10 o'clock that night, in less than 12 hours, he's hugging my neck and said, I don't care what it takes.
Yeah.
I don't care what resource you need. Marty and I are behind you, and whatever you need is at your beck and call in any state resource. And they've been that way since day one. And you can disagree or agree to disagree with Brian Kemp. That's why he's the greatest governor in the history of Georgia.
Agreed.
And I will fight that tooth and nail with folks.
I have become a huge fan of our governor and the First Lady. We've actually had the First Lady in person here.
Nice.
And we've had the governor on multiple times, and I concur. I share your sentiment, and that is a great story. I did not know that. I did not know that because oftentimes you hear those situations where something happens and a political figure's, sipping martinis, someplace, and that speaks to who that family is, that they did, they came back immediately to be here.
The whole family came,
Yeah.
All the girls, but they showed up and showed love to us. And so, but we're healing. Shooter didn't factor in that the resiliency that Barrow County has.
That's
and
right.
our surrounding communities have. He didn't factor in for that.
And I love all the steps that y'all have taken, because let's face it, there's always going to be evil.
Mm-hmm.
And those who are committed to it are, unfortunately, they have endless opportunities to exercise their evil intent. And all that we can do is be prepared. When I say we, communities, our law enforcement, citizens, everyone that, whether it's in a school, in a private building, in a public building, all we can do is be prepared and be vigilant, because it's it only takes one person with a heart full of evil to really disrupt and inflict pain.
And somebody asked, why? And it's not up for us to ask why. It's us to try to figure out. But you're right. Our kids are inundated with just garbage every day, and it's garbage in, garbage out. And this young man had a heart full of hate for others and wanted to make a name for himself, and a poor name. He worshipped other people that have done damage in this world, but again, he didn't factor in for our community and our resiliency and the love that we have for each other. I said the whole time, had he given Chi Nation the opportunity to love him,
yeah,
we might not be talking about it today.
That's right.
But he didn't. He closed it off. So
Well, and it opens a new subject for us. You listen to the Marc McMain Show. I'm visiting with the Sheriff of Barrow County, Judd Smith. Sheriff, it opens the conversation back to what you and I and every other sheriff, well, I'm not a sheriff, but every other sheriff knows in the state of Georgia, at least in this region, that we do have a mental health issue.
yes,
And this is not just older people, this is young people that are battling demons, and we have to take this seriously so that we can thwart these things off in advance where applicable.
we've unfortunately, we as a society has kicked the mental health can down the road
Yeah.
the last 50, 60 years. It goes as far back as to Milledgeville. They were tortured there. You can go back and look it up. There is not a single breathing person in Georgia that is not affected by mental health in one way.
That's right.
From the youngest to the oldest, every single person is affected by it in some way, either through their family that is struggling with that, a local community that they live in is struggling with it, money, taxpayer dollars are being used for it.
That's right.
Every single person in the state of Georgia, you can tell somebody a family may not be dealing with addiction. They may not be dealing with struggles here monetarily. Every person in Georgia deals with mental health one way or the other.
That's right.
And it's a situation that we've got to get our hands on because it is a real situation. And luckily, we've got people in the House and that are going to make changes and stuff that we need. That we've in the biggest mental health facilities are our jails, where they don't need to be.
And that's what I don't think a lot of people realize is that burden oftentimes falls at y'all's feet.
It does.
That you then become the mental health caregivers, and y'all are not really equipped to do that.
We're not.
You're doing a noble job of it, but it's not what you and your team and your staff have been trained for. And I'll take it one step further. When I'm knocking doors, or when I've been knocking doors, and Chastity, you might can concur on this, you typically go through the things that are important to you. You talk about, support law enforcement, lowering taxes, and the usual things that, people are struggling with. But we'd always mention, hey, mental health. And Sheriff, I'm going to guarantee that 80 to 90% of the conversations would then revolve around mental health.
No doubt.
You list 5 or 10 things that you think would be important to somebody that's a voter, but most people then would land on mental health and say, hey, yeah, I got to tell you about my son or my daughter or my aunt, my uncle.
Somebody in their family
is struggling. Yeah.
And if they're not, if they say they're not, struggling with a family member or a child or something,
yep,
they're funding it in some way or another. They, even if it's not in their family, someone's struggling, because at the end of the day, monetarily, our children get it from clicks and views. That's where it comes from the children's side of things.
It does.
Their monetarily world is, what can I do? And if it's not a perfect picture, they're bullied 24/7. And that mental health, it can go down so many rabbit holes. But you're correct.
And as a state, we can do better. And look, I'm a firm believer that government can't fix. Government can't fix a lot of stuff. It can fix way less than it can fix. But what I will say is this: there's a role for everybody in this improvement, and it is the government, it is law enforcement, it's the churches. It's going to be a collective effort to clean this up, and it's not going to happen overnight. But if we don't start taking some initiatives in advancing this, it's never going to get better. It's just going to continue to get worse.
It is, and it's an epidemic. I hate to say it. It is a sickness, and people are struggling with it, and you don't know who's silently struggling with it, and they implode.
That's
or
right.
Explode.
And that's quite often what happens.
And it does, and then we're left to deal with it, and then Oconee had it the other day. Had a guy they've been gone out 20, 30 times. And he pointed a gun at a deputy.
I remember hearing about that, yeah.
And they had to, unfortunately, defend themselves. And the young man, mental health since he was early teens. And he's a grown man, and that weighs on that deputy or that police officer that has to act and stuff. And then, everybody expects an officer to be a preacher, to be a psychologist, to be a lawmaker. There's a number of things they expect them to do. And to kind of segue to that is how hard that job is versus what it was 25, 26 years ago when I started. But, it's a thing that we have to do. And unfortunately, there are those that say we don't have the problem of mental health, but it is definitely an epidemic in our communities. And We're going to have to grip it and get some way.
We have
been
to
in
address
office since 2009, and there's not been a single conference or any meeting that we've ever had through the sheriffs that we've not discussed at some point mental health.
Sheriff, I'm going to ask you, if you don't mind, we're going to take a break, if you'll stick around for one more short segment, because what I do want to do is give our listeners, we talked about maybe giving them just a little bit of a preview if they wanted to become part of law enforcement, whether it be on the sheriff's side or if in law enforcement via police, and maybe just kind of give people some ideas and what to expect. So we're going to take a quick break. You stick around with us, Sheriff?
Absolutely. We'd love that.
You're listening to the Marc McMain Show. We'll be right back.
The Madison Trolley Company is Morgan County's newest 5-star attraction. We offer historic Madison tours year-round, a haunted history experience in the fall, and our Madison Lights Christmas Tour and Mary Maddie Express Adventure for kids have become new holiday traditions. Our private charters add vintage charm to weddings and special occasions aboard a historic trolley by day, party trolley by night. Find us on the Madison Town Square or get on board by visiting madisontrolley.com or calling us at 706-997-1800.
I chuckled at a cartoon that showed a news conference by a United States senator who announced that he was divorcing his family so he could spend more time with politics. We may laugh, but the truth is many people make that statement every day. Maybe not with words, but with their actions. In fact, if a politician retires from his work to spend more time with his family, it becomes the lead story met with cynicism on the evening news, while the one who rejects his family advancing his career is commonplace. God tells us we should work hard to the glory of God. But he has clearly shown that we must have priorities. A relationship with God first, and family follows that. What does your focus tell you about your priorities? The Bible says that we have brought nothing into this world and we can take nothing out of it. It's good to focus on the things that last, like putting God first, and then family, and then people all around us that God loves. This is Bryant Wright, speaking right from my heart.
Visit rightfromtheheart.org and click television to watch our TV spots.
At Aikens Ford & Winder, we love America and we love trucks. So now through July 31st, take up to $15,000 off MSRP on select 2026 Ford F-150 XLT 4x4s. Hi, this is Brad Aikens and we have over 70 to choose from. Stock number 08935, MSRP $70,948. Discount includes $1,000 dealer assistance with approved financing through Ford Credit and another $1,000 trade assist with your 2010 or newer trade. Discount does not include $7.99 doc fee and $84 electronic filing fee. Dealer retains factory rebates plus government fees. See dealer for details. Visit us today at AikensFord.com.
Is technology giving you a tough time at your home or business? Don't worry, Big Mountain Computers is here to help. We're your local tech experts, now open in Madison. Our white glove service ensures personalized solutions for all your IT needs. Hardware fixes, remote support, private lessons, and more. Visit us at Madison Plaza across from Ingalls or call 706-343-4184 to schedule your consultation. That's 706-343-4184. Big Mountain Computers, turning your mountains into molehills.
Welcome back. Marc McMain visiting with the Sheriff of Barrow County, Sheriff Judd Smith. I wanted to save a few minutes, Sheriff. I had this queued up thinking about this. If somebody wants to get involved in law enforcement, it doesn't mean that you're going to be on the street patrolling. There's obviously several career paths, but let's kind of start with that. What are the career paths with the Barrow County Sheriff's Department?
So we're very unique in a sheriff's office because we have several paths. Obviously, we can start you off in a civilian position through our jail. Detention officer is basically the foundation. It's a constitutional duty of the sheriff's office. What we typically try to do is get someone hired. We require that you're 18, high school or GED equivalent. Love military guys and women. We love those folks. They show up.
Instant experience.
Experience. They understand command structure. They understand how that works. And then after you stay in the jail for a year, year and a half, 2 years, we take you to pre-mandate. We put you in the police academy. And then after that, there's really no limit to what you can do.
And how long is police academy typically?
It's 20 weeks now.
Oh, mercy.
Yeah, when I went, it was 10 weeks, and I went in 1999. So I've done this for a few years, and so now it's 20 weeks.
And is that basically, is it Monday through Friday, like 8-hour days?
Yep. And they do not take off for holidays.
So it is a hardcore 20 weeks.
It is a hardcore training. A lot of the stuff's online. I say 20 weeks. You're in a classroom for 16, but those other 4, you're doing stuff at the office, doing stuff. Good thing is they're getting paid. Through the sheriff's office. We pay for them to go. Once you get out of the academy and you go through field training, FTO, the limits are really endless. You can go on the road, civil, serve papers. You can go to the courthouse through the sheriff's office. Investigations is typically where you've had a few years, 5 or 6 years.
That's like an
belt.
advancement opportunity.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then, SRO. We have real-time crime center now where we're using a lot of technology to help us investigate crimes, and that's civilian positions. We have records. We have a number of things that people can do. Our specialty units, SWAT teams, flex units, traffic units, and different things.
So that would actually be like in addition to your role as a sheriff's deputy.
Yep. And then you move on up, and a lot of our folks, we're very blessed at the sheriff's office. We have a lot of loyal people. Most of my command staff, we're celebrating 2 of my command that have been there 30 years.
Boy, that says something.
And so they stayed with the previous sheriff, my sheriff, Sheriff Robinson. I always called him my sheriff because that was the only sheriff I knew. And so, over time, loyalty is a big thing.
How big is the Barrow County Sheriff's Department?
We have about 245 people total, and that's with me included. So we're
That's
right
fantastic.
at that. It's a big agency. We're over 100,000 people in Barrow County.
Barrow County's big and it's growing.
Yes,
everybody keeps coming that way.
South, we're in a lot of our Walton County, Oconee folks come from 316 and visit Bethlehem. We're growing tremendously in that area, in our Zone 3 area off 316. That is a huge corridor that the state has looked at, and they have, DOT comes through. But, we're very big. We're very relatively small. We're 164 square miles versus a Walton and a Jackson that are and an Oconee that are sprawling. This area that I drove through, Good Hope, man, I'd give anything.
Yeah, Walton County's
some of that.
It's a big geographical county. You're right. Yeah, so you guys are a little more condensed.
Yes, y'all have a close to comparable the same numbers of employees, but we're pretty tight packed in some of those areas. Our lawmakers and legislators and stuff are allowing things, and some of our folks and our commissioners are allowing folks. We're putting a lot of, as I say, 10 pounds of water in a 5-pound bag in certain areas of the county, but the growth is getting us quick. With that growth is the growth of your public safety. We got a wonderful fire department. We got 6 fire stations in Barrow County.
And I would imagine you guys are all intertwined. Is there some link?
We do. Most of all of my SWAT medics are firemen, paramedics at the fire department. Very linked together. We train together with our firemen. We train together with our paramedics. We just signed a new AMR, medical transport or your ambulance service through Barrow County. We just did that. Switched over last week. We got brand new med units in Barrow County. We're very happy to have that with a new company that we worked with them to get the company through the county commissioners and stuff, and they included us at the table through the sheriff's office. Very happy that happened. But
and what about neighboring counties too? So you've got Jackson on one side, you've got Gwinnett on another, you've got Oconee, you butt up to Oconee, you butt up to Walton. So you have these relationships too outside of your county with the other sheriffs.
We have a really good relationship with everybody that touches us in one way or the other. Forsyth, I have them that come from all over. Morgan County comes running. Gwinnett, we laugh about Sheriff Taylor. He has a lot of resources and a lot of money to deal with.
And a million people.
And there's a million people. I didn't know this, but I think somebody told me the other day that Gwinnett County's total budget is around $1.8 billion.
Think of that. Wow. Yeah.
Their budget is bigger than Delaware.
Yeah.
The state of Delaware.
Think of that. Yeah, it's
like that is amazing to me.
And there's so many corners of that county that you have to cover, and unfortunately because of the growth, some of those areas have become problematic. A good friend of mine, his son is now Gwinnett PD. Yeah. In his precinct, if you will, or where his area is over off of the Peachtree Corners area.
Very busy.
And it's never lacking a dull moment.
No. And I think somebody told me the other day there's 35 or 40 fire stations in Gwinnett County, maybe more, that they've extended. Their law enforcement agencies are really, really good. They pay their people well there, and their cities, Lawrenceville, Lilburn, all those different areas. And you got a sheriff's office, the PD, you've got detention, you got a Department of Corrections there.
Yeah, there's big municipalities within Gwinnett.
And a lot of our folks come through.
Yeah.
So they live there from Gwinnett and SO, and they come over to Barrow and stay over. And when they're there, they come running too when they need help. So we're very blessed.
That's
We're very
good.
blessed.
I love hearing that.
Yeah. So.
Marc McMain, we're visiting with the Sheriff of Barrow County, Judge Smith. Sheriff, just got a few more minutes. Anything that you want to wrap up and tell us about anything that's on the horizon for you in Barrow County, whether it be new initiatives, technology changes, what can people expect?
Yeah, we just very blessed to have a community that loves us. We're very happy with, we're open. We're an open book to folks that are there. If you come to Barrow County, come see us. Very lucky to work with folks. I want to congratulate you on what you're endeavor.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you.
I'm very happy with you. Very happy to endorse you.
I appreciate it. And I mean, all the support I've gotten has been a blessing, and I appreciate you.
But, we're looking forward to the next several years of getting some things changed for mental health and
amen to that.
Kind of doing that. And but yeah, we're very blessed in our community. I work very well with Winder Police Department, Auburn Police Department, Statham Police Department, a little sliver of Brazelton. We got some other areas, but we're very blessed, and we just want people right now. It's so hot outside to be careful and enjoy the summer. And school's winding down. I had one of the guys tell me the other day that's going back. He said, I got 13 days. And I'm like,
wait a
is
minute.
It that quick?
Huh?
He had to go back for some training.
What is today, July 7th?
Yeah, July 7th.
It starts back sooner and sooner every year, doesn't it?
Yeah. For Barrow County Schools, July 31st. And then.
Wait a minute. School starts back July 31st?
Yep, Barrow County.
We do too, Walton.
All right, that's going to be my first act. When I get into the state
2nd.
legislature, I'm going to.
Please.
That's right.
Please.
You remember when we did it after Labor Day?
Yes.
We used to shop for blue jeans and like clothes back in the day. Now it's shorts and T-shirts and.
They give all these breaks during the school year, which makes it hard for working families.
It does.
So
yeah, but the summers are so short now.
I know.
Yeah.
It's because of the breaks they give during the summer or during the winter now.
And who wants to go back to school when it's 900 degrees out?
No.
And,
I mean.
And, when I was growing up, when we were growing up, you had vacation Bible schools. Literally, school graduated last year in March, May. I'm kind of off there.
Yep.
Well, then the next week you had your first vacation Bible schools for folks because they're like, we got to get it in.
Yep.
And we were doing that. We go and help different.
It's off to the races as soon as school lets out.
School's out.
Get your vacation in and
the week of the 4th.
Yeah.
That's the vacation time for everybody.
That's right.
It's 2,000 degrees outside, and that sort of thing. But yeah, the summers are quicker and quicker, and they're whittling down those days.
Yeah, I agree. Let's change
able
it.
To get down to Milledgeville for any basketball games?
Yeah, I got both kids playing.
Are they
my
both
daughter
playing?
signed. My daughter signed a scholarship, so my son's a senior and my daughter's a freshman, both playing.
Now, where's she?
She's at Georgia College.
So
too.
they're both down in Milledgeville.
They're both in Milledgeville.
Well, that's
playing.
convenient for you, though. At least
well, the first 4 or 5 games they're going to be separated. So, flipping a coin, my wife said, "Who's going to go see Conyer? Who's going to go see Addison?" I'm like, "Well, hopefully." And she's like, "No. We're not going to leave them alone." So
you got to divide and conquer.
Yeah. So
that's good for you though. What a treat that's got to be.
It's pretty cool.
Can you get them on a live stream if you can't get down there?
Yeah, we can see them. We can watch them and see them both, and the girls and it's unique. The good thing is when conference play comes in, their Peach Belt, we'll be able to go early and watch the girls, and then the boys directly after them. So we're excited for them both. They're both very talented young people.
I know you got to be a proud dad.
Oh man, thank God they're like their mama. That's for sure.
But they must have a little bit of daddy's height.
Well, I don't know. They got probably my attitude, so. Probably my hard headedness they got from me. But they got their looks from their mama, and they got their fight and their grit from their mama. That's for sure.
Amen to that.
And I guarantee they got their servient heart from their dad.
That's right.
Yes.
My son's doing an internship now. He's in the hospital world and doing a company. He was doing surgery yesterday.
Nice.
Companies, that's his.
I tell you what, people don't realize what an incredible school that is, and their intern program, getting these kids prepared before they graduate. A lot of them have jobs lined up.
90% of kids that graduate have a job.
And it's a great campus environment.
Oh,
it's a short, hour and a half
city.
drive?
It's the former capital. And I'm going to tell you, another bragger here, Kathy Cox, former Secretary of State, is the president of that school. Hands down, the best president of all the university system.
Yeah.
She could be the chancellor
of
the whole system. Sonny Perdue, he's retiring. She could do it. Wonderful president. The kids love her. She goes down the street. They drop what they're doing. They take pictures with her. It's a beautiful campus. It's home for us.
It is. My younger son went there, and that was absolutely fantastic. I enjoyed it. Sheriff, I greatly appreciate you coming in today. I know you battled a migraine. You look great, and you were on point the whole day, so nothing can keep you down.
Thank y'all so much. And hey, listen, I love coming down here. It gets me away, and it's a beautiful part of the state, and I appreciate you. And good luck. Look forward to working with you in
Me
January.
too, Sheriff. I'm so excited about that. No, I really appreciate you making the trip down here. Chastity, what we got in store tomorrow?
Oh, tomorrow we'll have Sheriff Brooks on the show,
All right.
so
My
you'll have
man,
to give
Sheriff
us a call.
Brooks. I'm gonna have to call
Yes,
in for
please
this.
call
Keith
in.
Brooks,
Gotta be
it's
fun.
on, my man.
Please
It's
call
on.
in.
You need to have us in here together. We wouldn't get a word in
Hey, that would
edgewise.
be-
You wouldn't even get to talk.
Hey,
I'll
Wyatt,
work
we'll
on
do
it.
that in the fall. We're gonna do that.
That'll be great.
We'll bring James in here too. Well,
Oh
folks,
Lord,
and that'll be a party.
You're just gonna hand us the mics and we talk. We'd make fun of each other. Your listeners would probably be offended.
Well, folks, thank you for tuning in. We'll be back on tomorrow at noon. Check us out then. Until then, stay safe.